I shouldn't be putting this story on this channel, but I want to tell you a story that hits very close to home. This is Costa Rica. This is my favorite place in the entire world. It's not because of the crazy yet cozy weather. It's not because of the sloths. It's not that I just got married here. It's not that there's a Best Buy now. I was actually born and raised in Costa Rica. No, wait, stop. Go back. That's not a Best Buy. That is a bin store, and it's the tip of the iceberg of a drug trafficking nightmare that Costa Rica is going through.
Los cárteles mexicanos de
We even
Sinaloa.
spoke to a few people who worked for these bin stores who, I kid you not, wanted to remain anonymous because they were scared of what these companies might do to them. This is very real. Bin stores started here in the US a few years ago, and the concept was very simple, just reselling returned items, right?
As liquidation sales have become a $100 billion
Once they
industry.
pull the sheets, it's like a race.
Crazy lines started forming that
A
went.
lot of this used to be controlled by the Mafia. It's a good way to hide money.
And just like this video took a sour twist, innocent Amazon returns and discounts, they've been a sour twist for Costa Rica. I'm telling you this story today, not because I'm blaming anybody for returning items. There's nothing wrong with returns. I'm telling you this story because this is the country I love, and I don't think anybody's talking about this. I don't think that anybody has any idea of the butterfly effect that e-commerce returns are having in a country like Costa Rica. Now, in Costa Rica, bin stores are called outlets, and these outlets, they're fed by billions and billions of dollars worth of e-commerce returns that the US makes every year. The fact that this place is ripping off the Best Buy branding, that's the last thing that I care about. These outlets have started appearing in Latin America, but nowhere like in Costa Rica, where some sources say we have around 800 stores for a country of 5 million people. They are an invasion that's not just killing local e-commerce, but turned into a drug trafficking gateway that police have been powerless to stop.
7 de cada 10 tiendas de outlet son ilegales.
Múltiples inconsistencias e incumplimientos.
En bodegas como esta se venden las tarimas selladas que se traen desde los Estados Unidos.
By the way, mandatory disclaimer, there is a drug trafficking and a money laundering ring around these outlets. This has been in the press, it's been acknowledged by the government. Now, I don't know which outlets are involved in that, so I'm not implying that the ones that you will see in this video are the ones involved in any illegal shit. Just in case you didn't know, Costa Rica is here. It's not an island, it's not the same as Puerto Rico. These tiny countries here in Central America, they're basically in the shadow of the US, which has some advantages, but we also happen to be a bridge between the drug exporting countries and the biggest drug market in the world.
Tutski. No, thank you though.
But I'll get to this in a moment. Part of the influence of American culture in Costa Rica is that despite Amazon not having any Amazon.cr stores, Costa Ricans still shop at America's Amazon. Electronics are a great example of why Amazon is so popular here. Because you see, well, Central America doesn't manufacture PCs or iPhones or PlayStations. Most countries are pretty small anyway, so these products need to be imported from somewhere. But this is a foreign product, and there are usually import duties for foreign products, which are way too different by countries. Electronics manufacturers, they don't want to deal with the different duties that every country has, especially for these tiny markets. And we consumers end up paying the price, and that's the seed of this problem that we've gotten into. Sony, for example, has a Costa Rica website, but there are no prices for any product. It's like a sad illusion of e-commerce. Here's the US website, here's the Mexico website, here's the Panama website. Those are our neighbors to the south. They all have the same template, but they have prices, and you can buy online. Costa Rica, Guatemala, Honduras websites, no price. Sony's website for these Central American countries, it just points you to the local resellers. But because of those import duties and because there's no MSRP, each one of those resellers ends up setting their own prices. And prices are high. $1,300 for a QLED 65-inch? No way. I'm sure that's worth like $600 in the US. Discounted to 389,000 colones, which is $850, I think. QLED 50-inch TV? The TV of this size is half this price in the US, I'm sure. And so this used to cost $1,000, it has like a $250 discount now. Let's see what the price is of this. I would have to bet it's like half. Here's the price of an iPhone at the Apple official reseller in Costa Rica. Almost 50% more than the US price. And this is a country with a fraction of the purchasing power. Because US retailer prices are a reference. And the general consensus in Latin America is that we are being cheated, either by the local retailers or by the import duties. And when people feel cheated, people will find a workaround. The obvious is flying back with 3 checked bags of stuff whenever they go to the US. But those who can't travel have found ways around these crazy prices, which accidentally became the gateway for these cartels. My first Amazon purchase ever was my Lord of the Rings DVD collection.
Extended DVD edition, never released in theaters or on DVD.
Probably around 2006. And you just can't find this stuff in Costa Rica, or if you did, it would have been more than twice the US retail price. An entire industry has existed for 20 plus years where you buy an Amazon package from Amazon US, you ship it to this warehouse in Miami that puts it in a package on a plane, ships it to a different country, puts it through customs, and then gets it to your door. And that is still cheaper than buying that same piece of electronics locally. This is a huge business. Just MIA, Miami International, exported over 288,000 tons and $34 billion worth of cargo to Latin America and the Caribbean in 2024. But I'm a nerd. I had figured out how to order stuff online 20 years ago. But here in Costa Rica, ordering online and getting a product is something that's somewhat young, tech-savvy, probably affluent people do. And that's part of the reason why people go to outlets. So it's a Friday today, which means it's the day when new merch comes out. I'm heading out to this outlet that's just right across the street from the US Embassy, ironically. But yeah, so I'm sure they don't allow cameras, so I'll apologize in advance for the iPhone footage. I have a pair of Ray-Ban stories, so that'll maybe let me capture some stuff inside, undercover. That's it. So it's about 10 a.m. now, and it's about open time. And people are lining up out here right now. That was actually rather bizarre. There was this like VIP shelf with like the premium items. They were $32, which is mad because these items are not worth $32 in the States. It's just trash, right? And missing pieces. And you have these guys with the IKEA bags kind of like sprinting in and grabbing this stuff first. I'm assuming resale value. Yeah, maybe there's a thrifting aspect to it. I suppose that's the only way I can rationalize it, man.
And once I saw someone who got a 42-inch TV for less than $20 at an outlet's grand opening.
Now, I'm gonna call this person Maria. A couple of days after we spoke about their experience working with some of these companies, they texted us, very worried about what these companies might do to them if they found out what they told us about them. So we spoke in Spanish, but for their safety, we're gonna obscure their identity and we're gonna use AI to translate what they told us.
And also a DJI drone, which is valued at around $900, and they got it for $18.
7,900 colones es lo más que vas a pagar por cualquier artículo dentro de nuestras mesas. Puede encontrar un dron o un parlante solamente por 7,900 colones.
Not everything they advertise is real. They hire people to lie about having found a phone or having found a computer when the computer doesn't even power on.
But where do these packages come from? Again, it's not all defective items, so where are these bargain items coming from? Now, all of that is one of thousands of Amazon fulfillment centers across the US, and that's kind of where problems begin. For years, Amazon's e-commerce operated at a loss because they were growth hacking. Whether you like him or not, you have to thank Jeff Bezos for same-day delivery, not just on Amazon, but honestly on every platform.
Hell yes.
Amazon had decades of cheap VC tech investor capital and was able to set the standard for e-commerce in the US. Free shipping, then 2-day shipping, then 1-day shipping, and of course, returns without questions asked. But that standard of returned items, that was a standard that other companies had to catch up with. Free returns are the standard, and everybody expects free returns now. That's where the problem begins. Let me show you the math. Let's say that you're a small business, you're selling on Amazon, and I order this $100 speaker from you. Now, most retailers will use FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, which means that Amazon operates as their warehouse, their 3PL, their third-party logistics. Now, Amazon's gonna charge you about $25 to ship this item. That's your packaging, your storage, your shipping, but hey, you get to sell with Prime. But we're already at 25% gone in these costs. But what if I decide to return this item? Now in this case, Amazon might take something like a $3 refund administration fee, and then an extra $1.5 return processing fee, depending on how often items in your store are returned. Now you're now at $30 in costs to sell this product, and assuming that Amazon sells it again, that's gonna make it $55 at least worth of cost. You might have lost money already. Returns are even worse if you're on your own because you have to pay for those return labels yourself, which might be as expensive as shipping to the customer. You know, for Amazon, that's just a lot easier. They can encourage you to use their network, return packages at Whole Foods or their return lockers instead of them having to pay UPS for it. Cost them a fraction. But how do we go from just returning items to a drug cartel halfway across the continent? Well, my math from before is assuming that the buyer of this speaker is a nice guy and package the speaker well enough so that it can be resold as new. But that's not the case with most returns. Fewer than half of the returns in the US can be resold at the original price. And as of 2021, about 1 in 4 items were so useless that they had to be destroyed.
Thousands of tons of used clothes have been dumped in recent years.
Rejected clothing dumped in the Atacama Desert.
These are mainly clothes produced and sold outside Chile.
We went to the Atacama Desert for another video a couple months ago. We saw this ocean of trash, unwanted, unsold, and returned clothes. But burying clothes in the desert is just very bad press. So today, as a seller, if Amazon needs to dispose of this thing, you're charged an extra $1 fee. And of course, you've lost the product. As a buyer, you've also started to see some of these return fees show up as well. And still, returns are not stopping. Amazon created a standard. 82% of shoppers now think that free returns are a given. Add to that all these retail stores are disappearing. Estimates say that in 2025, 1 out of every $6 sold in the US was returned. In some categories, like apparel, it's 1 out of every $4.
Come with me to return the Amazon products. I'm gonna get over $200 back.
I buy stuff off Amazon every single day. A lot of stuff comes trash. I don't want it. I return it.
Is anyone else out here just abusing Amazon returns?
Right, so you can just order 3 t-shirts, keep the one you like, and then return the rest, right? It's a great system. And it may not sound like much, but e-commerce returns added up to $850 billion last year. Almost $1 trillion. Too many of those items are in bad shape, with 10 to 15% of all returns being just plain fraud, like used items, bricks, or missing parts.
I don't know if you can see this, it's a brick.
Retailers say nearly 14% of returns were fraudulent in 2024.
So there was actually 2 diapers that were sent out that were poopy.
Resale Baron sells reusable swim diapers. When Amazon failed to catch dried poop in a returned diaper, Amazon sent it as new to one of Baron's customers.
That diaper story is the epitome of 2 bad things. First, shitty people, and 2, Amazon just trying their best to resell all this inventory. Amazon has some open box, marketplace, used item initiatives, but beyond that, what can we do to stop this epidemic of returns? Well, that's where Liquidators come in, and that's where the shady trip begins.
The liquidation marketplace used to be 2 people in a truck coming into the back of a warehouse store with cash on the barrel.
We would shake hands with people at our trade shows, and you'd want to go wash your hands afterwards.
Remember that $1 that Amazon charged you for disposing your package? Well, Amazon likes to brag that none of their packages end up in landfills. So they're not paying to dispose it. They're really bulking it all together and selling it to liquidators. Now, some liquidators are actually quite cool. Companies like Goodbye Gear sort through these packages, make sure that they're working, that they're safe, that they're clean, and then they resell them. The largest player in the market is a company called Liquidity Services. It's actually a publicly traded company. They made almost $500 million in revenue last year. Now, liquidation is not evil per se. On the contrary, it's this hidden industry that nobody paid much attention to and now moves billions of dollars. But it's not the only one. For example, hearing aids are a $6 billion industry. I don't know if you knew that. Or academic publishing, literally uploading PDFs to a website, a $26 billion industry that most people have no idea about. So The Hustle has prepared this free report on 10 industries that are ripe for disruption this year. From those hearing aids to commercial waste management, as in literally recycling French fry oil to make diesel. But my favorite part of the report is that you get the pain points and who is hurt by them. You get a homework done on what's not working for each industry and what business opportunities that creates. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for your next preneur, or you're just a geek curious about industries that nobody is talking about, this report is for you. And again, it's completely free. You can grab a copy on this QR code here or just click the link in the description to get it. And of course, thanks to The Hustle for supporting our channel. Okay, so back to those liquidators. Now, Amazon has their own liquidation market. It's managed by this company called B-Stock, and they just bulk all this stuff into pallets and auction it. I was almost tempted to buy this one. 1,800 units of electronics, $41,000 in retail value, bidding at $500 as I'm shooting this. Like, something useful has to come out of this pallet, right? But selling that pallet means that you have to dig. You have to dig into 1,800 items, put them on eBay, or sell them one by one.
Oh my God, there's like 40 pool floats in here. I turned to the internet to see how much they're worth. $30 on Amazon.
There is some logic in just dropping this stuff in a bin and letting consumers dig themselves. Again, I'm not into the whole thrifting vibe, but I can see why someone would. But how do these companies get their pallets here?
There are big fish and very small fish in that world. They go to the United States directly to negotiate. From what I understand, the sellers are like, we have these 3 containers. In this container, there are home appliances. In this one, tools. And in this one, there are toys and all sorts of other things. So he starts asking him, okay, fine. How much is each one worth?
But what I didn't understand is how do they get stuff into the country? Like, it has to go through customs, right? There has to be some control, right? Well, that is exactly the loophole. For example, in Mexico, packages worth under $50 are exempt from duties, which has allowed Temu and Alibaba items to just break many local retailers. So here in Costa Rica, imports, and in theory, each item that comes into the country needs to pay its import duties, right? But these authorities have been overwhelmed for decades. And it started with those Amazon purchases 20, 30 years ago. This is Costa Rica's main international airport, and it's surrounded by customs authorities. They're a mix of private and government employees. All of them processing, among other things, those Amazon orders that everybody makes. But the forwarding agencies, those companies that are shipping packages from Miami, they help consolidate this system, a system where you have a pallet with hundreds of Amazon boxes. They're supposed to be reviewed one by one, but in practice, it's just impossible to do that. A spokesperson for the customs agencies stated that checking a pallet, line by line, item by item, can take from 2 weeks to a month. So in practice, it's just rarely done. Companies often mislabel or misclassify items and underdeclare their value.
También tienen importación de cocinas eléctricas a valores de $5. Son precios realmente ridículos.
Agencies from practically every country in Latin America have raised flags on this, and they've been fighting it for years. Here in Costa Rica, it's a great hack. It's a great hack for everyone. Customers included, myself included. Like, I get charged a flat fee for getting items at a US price, regardless of the item price, completely ignoring the import duties. The customs agency gets a fee, whatever that is, and we get US prices for stuff. We don't know how it works. We don't ask how it works. It just works. The former customs police director said to the press the other day that this is a chain where customs agents, public officials are involved in this machine established and created to achieve damage to the state for the benefit of these fraudsters. Like, the problem is that when innocent individual Amazon packages became pallets and then containers of stuff mixed up with a corrupt or corruptible customs system, the system broke.
Now, when he gets to customs, since customs agents are always alert about outlets, they open the container and then they notice that there's cool and valuable stuff. So they start to say, I'll take this, I'll take this, I'll take that, and so on and so on.
And that system enabled an epidemic. Bin stores in the US are scarce, man. Like, we had a hard time finding the one we shot at. Like, some towns don't have stores at all, but here in Costa Rica, you see them everywhere. There are hundreds of these. One local newspaper reported 480 pallet importers in the country, and that's not necessarily the number of stores. Other sources put this number at over 800, and people love these places.
Es principalmente porque siento que los precios son mucho más económicos de lo que podemos encontrar en otro lado.
Es que vieras que siempre hay como material educativo. Yo soy profesora de educación especial, siempre andamos como buscando juegos y cosas.
Pricing system is not too different. You have $10 at the start of the week and then $1 at the end of the week for whatever trash is left.
No es tanto lo barato, sino lo bonito que uno busca. Es un detallito muy bonito, muy especial para la persona.
Usualmente voy porque encuentro cosas que no encontramos como usualmente en las tiendas.
At openings, they give out money or things. I remember that at one opening, one of the guys who owned the outlet started. He was grabbing wads of money, but like stupid amounts. I mean, wads. And he started throwing money at people. You just think, how is that even possible? I mean, at what point do you have that much money to literally just do something like that? Honestly, I was thinking like, you know, what have I gotten myself into? Yes, these are very serious people. They play in the big leagues to the point where they start betting their own businesses. What often happens is that maybe one day an outlet was called Petito's Outlet, and then just 2 weeks later, because the fellow who gambled it away lost it, it's now called, I don't know, Raido's Outlet.
I was genuinely baffled listening to this. Like, it was kind of obvious that something fishy was going on, but hearing it firsthand, and it's report after report that have confirmed this now. The Chamber of Commerce affirms that organized crime got into the business of outlets. There's sufficient indication to ensure this, such as the confiscation of illegal merchandise along with cargoes of drugs. It started as contraband imports, but it evolved into organized crime, drug networks, and money laundering. Pallets of boxes, entire containers not being properly checked item by item. It's like a recipe for disaster. Like 800 stores operating on unchecked, unaccounted merch, predominantly cash businesses. It's obvious, isn't it?
Mexican drug cartels started moving their operations into Central America in 2010.
This is the one that most concerns Costa Ricans ahead of Sunday's general elections. Crime rates in this Central American nation have doubled over the last decade.
This is a country poorly equipped to deal with ruthless and well-funded drug cartels.
Costa Rica has become this strategic bridge for drug trafficking, originally on the way north, now extending to Europe as well, with as much as 88 tons of cocaine confiscated trying to enter Europe ports, extending to a consumer as well, a consuming country. And the most baffling piece of evidence is in this chart. This is an index of the US dollar exchange rate against some common world popular currencies. There's nothing too crazy to see here. Here's the pandemic. After the pandemic, the dollar got weaker against the Swiss franc and the euro, but mostly stable, and it recovered towards mid-2022. These are all developed economies, mind you, but usually for smaller economies, the US dollar always gets stronger, right? These countries with smaller economies, their currency devaluates. In Costa Rica, the US dollar exchanged for about 590 colones at the start of 2019. Now that grew to about 670 colones towards mid-2022. It's mostly on trend with what had happened previous years. But check out what happens with this chart after 2022. The US dollar has gotten weaker and weaker and weaker against the Costa Rican colon. This currency has appreciated against the US dollar faster than any major currency in the world. As I'm writing this video today, a US dollar is worth 470 colones. The last time it traded at this rate was in 2005, 21 years ago. And Costa Rica's economy hasn't gone through any major transformations since 2022. So what is happening? Add to that the rise in violent crime and homicide rates that come along with it. And this isn't any one person's fault. As a Costa Rican, I probably say that this is mostly our fault and not Amazon or you Americans returning your packages. But this story is just a punchy reminder of this butterfly effect that return boxes have around the world. Because someone's trash can become someone else's treasure, but when you have to deal with $850 million worth of trash, then that's another monster entirely. And still, retailers like Best Buy, Patagonia, Lululemon, they've started to refurbish, repair, or clean returned items to sell them as open box, pre-owned. Those initiatives are taking a lot of traction. The moment an item becomes part of a pallet, it just gets much harder to extract value out of it. Now, this is by no means the typical video that we would put on this channel. We mostly cover more innocent tech stuff, but this was a very relatable story to us. Now, if you enjoyed it, you should check out our episode on how digital nomads are also disrupting local communities in Costa Rica. Catch you on the next one.